The first thing you'll be presented with when adding a condition is what type of condition do you want to add? And that could be a specific information type or a custom data type. So the specific information comes from preset information types that are populated by Azure. That includes things like personally identifiable information, bank routing numbers, social security numbers, credit card numbers. There's a whole bunch of different pre-configured regular expressions that have been populated for you to use when you're trying to match things in documents. If none of those quite fit the bill, that's where the custom data type comes in, and you can supply your own regular expression to capture things within the document. You can also look for the number of occurrences of a particular data type in a document. Maybe you're not super concerned if there's a single date in a document, because of course dates are in documents. But if there's 30 dates in a document, that's starting to look like a list of birth dates, and you might want to flag that. So you can do that by saying if there's 30 occurrences of this data type, that's when I want you to sit up and take notice of this document. And the last thing is the decision of the label application. Do you want the label to automatically be applied, or do you want to just prompt the user that they might want to use this label for this document? So now let's go back to the demonstration and we can see how that works with the comp label. All right, so let's add some conditions to this label. If we scroll down to the bottom, we've got the conditions area, and we're going to add a new condition. Now you can see at the top we have two different types of condition, either predefined information types or a custom condition. Now the information types are sorted by industry to a certain degree, so if you know you're dealing with financial type records, it's very simple to select that option. In this case, we're going to be using a custom condition, so I'll click on custom. The name for this is going to be HR compensation, and the pattern for this is going to be Contoso Limited Compensation Plan. So basically, any document that is a compensation plan in Contoso is going to have this phrase in it. It's part of the template. So if we look for this pattern, we should lock onto documents that have a compensation plan in them. The toggle below is whether or not this is a regular expression. In this case, we're looking for an exact match, but we could set this up as a regular expression to look for a pattern within the document. And we can also turn on or turn off case sensitivity. And then finally, how many occurrences exist within the document. Now in this case, if we see that phrase once in the document, then we're pretty confident that it's a compensation document, so we're going to leave it at 1. Go ahead and click Save. And now that condition has been added. Below that is how the label is applied, and in this case, it's set to recommended. So the end user will be recommended to add this label, but it won't be automatically applied. If we change it to automatic, then that label is automatically applied when the conditions above are met. This label is all ready to go, so I'm going to click Save. All right, so that label has successfully been created. Why don't we switch back to the presentation and talk a little bit about how that label would work.